Start with your side walls when laying out the walls. They will normally be the longest section. If your building is square, they will be the walls that the butt ends of the trusses will sit on, or the walls that may eventually have guttering. Lay out a set of top and bottom plates. Treated board should be close to the edge of the pad, and the top or untreated plate should be towards the center of the pad. You can now place the studs on the X's between the top and bottom plates. Ensure that the marked lines on the studs are facing up. Lay in your window and door frames wherever you want them installed. When nailing them to the top and bottom plates, ensure they are the same distance from a mark on the top plate as they are from the same mark on the bottom plate. This will keep the windows and doors level after you raise the walls. The center wall blocks can also be installed flush with the outside of the framing. You'll probably have to measure and cut some, especially beside the doors and windows. As you install these blocks, make sure that you are not bowing the studs too much one way or the other. After the studs are nailed to the top and bottom plate, you can lay the very top plate on. Measure 3.5 inches from the end and start the first board. 2x6 walls will need to start at 5.5 inches. Alternate the end of the top plate and the very top plate so the end of each board is not in the same area. If it is laid out correctly, the very top plate should be 3.5 inches shorter than the wall on each end. The truss blocks can now be nailed on. The truss blocks need to be flush to the edge of the stud so the trusses will sit directly on top of every other stud. To ensure the proper placement of the trusses, measure from the back of the building. If installing trusses 4 feet apart, the center of the trusses need to be 4 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet, 16 feet, and so on. The truss blocks can be placed 3/4 of an inch back from those measurements. After the wall is framed, it can be raised. Level and brace as you see fit. While leveling, ensure that the wall is lined up with the chalk lines. The anchor bolts can be installed as the walls are raised. Ensure the walls are lined up with the chalk lines. Install the wedge anchors every 4 or 5 feet, and after driving them down, tighten with a wrench or socket till they are snug. If the anchor bolts are already in the concrete, you will need to measure and drill holes before you raise the walls. After the side walls are raised, the end walls can be framed. They will be similar to the side walls, except they don't require truss blocks. On the back wall, you can nail a couple of scrap boards that will help hold the first truss upright. The top plate will probably have to be custom cut after the end walls are raised and the 4 walls are nailed together. An angle brace can be put on each corner to ensure the wall is level. A strap may be used to get the wall level.